30 best open world games ever released, and you can play them right now. Mafia Definitive Edition. It's not a full open world game, but a game that gives you the freedom to explore as much as you want in many missions, so it's considered an open world game. An amazing remake released in 2020 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and GeForce Now.
You're gonna be living the high life, Tom.
Hey, Tommy!
But you abuse my trust.
Our business has rules.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33, an amazing open-world turn-based RPG. Well, its open world is limited depending on how much of the story you did. As more you advance, more and more open the universe will become, giving you over 70 hours of solid quality. Game released in 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows.
To change things.
For those who come after. Right?
Red Dead Redemption 2, simply the most impressive open-world game ever created. With a world that lives by itself, the NPCs, the animals, and all the nature, all seems to be really alive. Beyond that, one of the best video game story ever. Game released in 2018 to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows. Unfortunately, there's no version to the new consoles yet, but you can play the old version.
Abigail says he's dying, Dutch. We'll have to stop someplace.
Okay, Arthur's out looking. I sent him up ahead.
Mad Max, an incredible open-world game in the beloved and classic universe of Mad Max, giving you the true survival feeling of the classic films, and of course, with an amazing universe to explore. Game released in 2015 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, Mac OS, and Linux.
No gods. No saviors.
Elden Ring, the legend of the Souls-like games, the greatest of this style, an amazing and immersive open world to explore, with insane boss fights, and absolutely incredible soundtracks. Game released in 2024 to Xbox One, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4 and 5, Windows, and is soon coming out to Nintendo Switch 2.
Broken to its core.
Days Gone, a lonesome world, where you and your bike explore the dangers of a world filled with fierce zombies, a game with good graphics, immersive bike gameplay, and a frantic combat, with multiple weapons. Game released in 2019 to PlayStation 4 and later to Windows and PlayStation 5.
The world is what it is. Jesus. Praying ain't gonna change that. Wishing that it was something else ain't gonna make it that way.
We got one shot at this, brother!
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is the biggest game of this beloved and respected series. The remaster of the fourth game is also amazing, but in this list there will be a single game of each series here. So let's go with Skyrim. Game initially released in 2011, but it was re-released a lot of times already, and it's available to basically all platforms. The Witcher 3, still one of the best RPG games ever released, an immersive universe with a lot of quests and side quests, all of them with a lot of personality, good characters, and an insane storytelling. Game released in 2015 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows, and later to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series.
Hunters, killers of the world's filth, witchers, the ultimate killing machines. Among us, a legend. The one they call Geralt of Rivia, the White Wolf.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the most realistic medieval game ever created, an immersive and intense medieval RPG experience with combat, exploration, dialogues, and a lot of quests and side quests with impressive quality. Game released in 2025 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Windows. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, the ultimate Zelda game, a huge open world to explore with infinite creations possibilities since build a simple platform to an amazing and mechanical robot. Game released in 2023 to Nintendo Switch, and an improved version will be released on Nintendo Switch 2 soon. Marvel's Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man game ever created, with great characters, a good story, and the feeling to really be the Spider-Man, exploring the city in high speed as you pass building by building. Game released in 2018 to PlayStation 4 and later to Windows and PlayStation 5.
New York. Time to bring the fear back.
Welcome to the party! Just in time for the fireworks!
Hope you like surprise, Spider!
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have!
Starfield, the ultimate Bethesda RPG released so far, a huge experience around the space, with a lot of planets, quests, characters, and much more. Game released in 2023, to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows.
The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it.
Horizon Zero Dawn, an amazing action-adventure open-world game set in a post-apocalyptic universe, where animal-shaped machines are around the world as they were the real lives left. Game released in 2017 to PlayStation 4 and later to Windows.
The girl is a curse. She came from nowhere. She is no one.
Grand Theft Auto 5, the ultimate game of the biggest open-world series ever, a series with multiple excellent games. By the way, GTA 6 is coming out in 2026 and promises to be the greatest game ever released. Game released in 2013 to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and later to Xbox One and Series, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC.
My job, my score, get your own!
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second part of the remake of the most beloved game of this gigantic RPG series, a game with nice graphics, an immersive storyline, and a beautiful open world to explore. Game released in 2024 to PlayStation 5 and later to Windows.
Now!
Cloud! Cloud! Cloud!
She needs you. Go.
Stalker 2, a huge and immersive post-apocalyptic survival game. Discover the vast Chernobyl exclusion zone full of dangerous enemies, deadly anomalies, and powerful artifacts. Game released in 2024 to Xbox Series X and S and Windows.
Some tear it up to make souvenirs. Others keep it chained up inside a perimeter cage. Perhaps all the zone really needs is our compassion.
Hogwarts Legacy, the biggest game in the beloved Harry Potter universe ever released, a game that's excellent for the fans of the series, and still really good for those who don't know it. Game released in 2023 to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows.
Is the legacy of Hogwarts. Now it is time to add your own story to these hallowed halls, and quite possibly shape the future of the wizarding world.
Ghost of Tsushima, a game with a riveting visual style that explores the samurai era. You're a samurai that end up needing to use techniques that goes against all you consider honor, so you can save your land. Game released in 2020 to PlayStation 4 and later to PlayStation 5 and Windows.
Fight and die with honor. If you stray from this path, what will you become?
Cyberpunk 2077, from the same developers of The Witcher, an amazing and immersive first-person shooter RPG game. In the launch it wasn't very good, but nowadays the game is immensely better and is one of the best experiences you can have. Game released in 2020 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows, and later on Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and soon on Nintendo Switch 2.
We set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat,
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, a beloved and unique open-world RPG game with a rich universe and lore, good combat, and a lot of places to explore. There's a sequel, but it's not as good as the original one. Dark Arisen was released in 2013 to PlayStation 3 and 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox 360 and One, GeForce Now, Microsoft Windows, and Amazon Luna.
Now, choose.
Far Cry 3, the most important game of this FPS series. Unfortunately, Far Cry 5 and 6 are really bad in my opinion, but Far Cry 3 is to this day an intense, immersive, and extremely beautiful game that you gotta play. Game released in 2012 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC, and later to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Let's go. Did he fucking pass out? Hold the door! Yo, Jason, get in!
Forza Horizon 5, the ultimate Forza experience, a game with nice cars, insane visuals and graphics, set in beautiful scenarios, from earth roads to high speedways. Game released in 2021 to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows, and in 2025 it was also released to PlayStation 5. Assassin's Creed 4, one of the best Assassin's Creed games, with an excellent gameplay from land combat to insane ship battles in the middle of the ocean. All of that as you listen to amazing shanties from the sailors. Game released in 2013 to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows, and later to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch.
Pirates have been found guilty of theft, treason, and murder, and are thus sentenced to be hanged from their necks until dead.
Monster Hunter Worlds, the biggest and most beloved game of this huge action RPG saga. It's not an open world like other games, but the world is open in its own way, with over 200 hours of content. Game released in 2018 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, GeForce Now, and Microsoft Windows. Sleeping Dogs, a game that many people don't know but is a great open-world experience, with a good story, and a good gameplay in general, since the vehicles, combat, with different weapons, and also a complex and deep fighting system, that makes the game even more original. Game released in 2012, to PlayStation 3 and 4, Mac OS, Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Our brotherhood pays our enemies with pain, suffering, and death. None suffers more than a traitor. We're cops.
You're a cop. I'm an undercover cop. The rules are different.
Dying Light, one of the best zombie games ever made, an immersive post-apocalyptic open-world game, with combat, parkour, horror, especially in the night, and much more. Game released in 2015, to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, macOS, Linux, and Microsoft Windows. Death Stranding, a unique video game experience many people don't like, especially because of its unique style of gameplay and storytelling, but with no doubt, it's a masterpiece by the master Kojima. Game released in 2019 to PlayStation 4 and later to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, macOS, iOS, GeForce Now, and Microsoft Windows.
He was sure of it.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Emily started.
Fallout 4, an unique post-apocalyptic experience, with multiple quest lines, a lot of interesting characters, build styles, weapons, and much more. An insane RPG experience. It was released in 2015 to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows, and later to Xbox Series X and S, GeForce Now, and PlayStation 5.
It was the one I found myself in. This time I'm ready. Because I know war.
War never changes.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, the last official Metal Gear developed by its original creator, the Master Kojima, a game with a huge open world to explore, all with a lot of personality. Game released in 2015 to PlayStation 3 and 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows.
It's ours.
If we fail, we lose our chance at revenge.
Yakuza Like a Dragon is an insane turn-based RPG with a deep and immersive story, incredible characters, and a unique style, something we can see in basically all games of this series. Game released in 2020 to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Linux, Mac OS, and Microsoft Windows.
Is everything. If a Yakuza shows weakness, he's done.
I've been waiting to open this door for 18 years.